So for the at least Kyrie Irving is finally giving a championship to Boston. That's the only thing of concern that we should even be talking about. It's 2-0 series. We're going to be back at Dallas for game 3 after at least a closing out of a competitive game. Well, closing out, it was just inefficiency from behind the arc. Drew Holiday led the Celtics in scoring, next to Jaylen Brown's outstanding 21-point performance. That was aggressive. He was pickpocketing Luka Doncic. A lot of loose turnovers by Luka Doncic kind of played a factor when it came over to his great performance. He was 4 for 9 from behind the field. The inefficiency of PJ Washington. They just forgot how to play basketball in the Western Conference Final. Kyrie was just so fixated with taking it over to the basket, pushing over the fadeaway jumper. They forgot that they have actually efficient, good defenders that can deal with ball handlers like Kyrie Irving. They were aggressive on abusing this pick and roll over the lob attempt, and they were doing good off that in the series before, but it's just ISO. Push off the post. It feels like they're trying to go with what sticks before they gel in over an home court advantage. That's the media's only sentiment to why at least the series isn't split, even though for a majority lead the Mavericks had over in the first quarter, and then that was it. Unanswered 29 straight points for this last 2 quarters, and the Mavs tried to come back when it was already too late, around 2.5 minutes remaining. Luka was already averaging around 10 around the first. And it just felt like he was stifling. He was grabbing boards. He was doing decent kicking out around the play. Maxi Kleber, I felt like he was just there for just a bit of a cardio burn, for a bit of calorie burning. When he couldn't spot up and shoot, he's getting abused around the post off Kristaps Porzingis. Also, he came off 11 after his 20-point performance off the bench. You know how bad it is that you don't even have to start the guy that missed a majority over a series on purpose for resting, knowing how easy the Eastern Conference was. And then you come up going 0 for 4. 9 of 18. 7 of 18, actually, for Kyrie Irving. He was a brick. Forcing fades from the corner, shooting only when the shot clock was going for him. Under 20 points. We only had 2 guys over 15. Josh Green was just ineffective, stifling from behind the arc, and it felt like they were lacking offensive firepower to try to contribute around the floor. And even around attacking around the boards, the Mavericks were way too complacent over on the ball. Jason Tatum was inefficient as well. He just picks over his spots and he just sidestep Chuck. He couldn't even finish over in the layup. He was picking over momentum around the fourth quarter. Other than that, it felt like he was just rotating over to just get great options when he's kicking out. The guy had he had 12 assists even though he had 18 points. But if you guys seen his efficiency, 6 of 22 from the field, bro. 14% from 3. He was just playing as a stagnant rotation player. If this was a more legitimately threatening team, the Mavs would be down. The Celtics would be down to with Jaylen Brown being complacent, to La La Land, knowing that Jason Tatum has the pressure on him, and now the whole narrative is pointing that it don't matter who the pressure's on. The best player will be acknowledged at the end of the finals. And we know currently right now the best player in the NBA Finals right now is Jaylen Brown and Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic coming on to his 20-something performance in Game 1. He now comes with over 36 points with a triple-double, literally doing every other person's job on the floor, but even better. When he's getting pressed over with Derek White, they're switching over with Al Horford that was actually decently defending over the perimeter, and Kyrie just picking over his fucking spots like he was a Gen Z hooper. That inefficiency is not going to fly when you have Drew Holiday and he's pressing over an outlet passes. You could even see it over in the second play. Luka Doncic comes over a fadeaway jumper. And then an immediate outlet pass to Drew Holiday. Over the rolling high screen. Back door. And then everybody's pushing zone. So easily over in the cut. and the Celtics just take advantage. That's not just a bad team. That's just a bad coaching philosophy that will get you pimp slapped. If this is the case, let's just hit the banner right now. Because Porzingis was absolutely terrific. He was taking care of his man when he needed to. He was a bit more inefficient over 3 from behind the arc, but when he was attacking over in the post, breakaway two that went over to an aggressive jam, and then Peyton Pritchard, I think it was Peyton Pritchard, that ended with a half-court heave, and that was sadly his only point. And he played even lesser minutes, but still his defensive impact was a bit more known. At least he copped over steals and slowed down Kyrie Irving. They were pressing around the corner 3. Derek White was doing outstanding over the ball. Why the fuck, out of all the... You're only gifted one challenge over in a game. Jason Kidd used it for an obvious blatant foul by PJ Washington. Over in the naked eye in the first quarter. Just let it fall and use it when you need it the most. It is the first quarter when you're up. What the fuck? What was Jason Kidd doing? They were just so abrupt to get any type of advantage instead of, keeping the lead. It's just agitating to know this is the type of philosophy that the Mavericks just throw around the window when they were playing perfect basketball against an experienced Clipper squad. Where even though they were trailing for certain games and it felt like they were just not keeping cool heads, Luka Doncic, when he's out, is going to be a major factor over when he's playing most of the minutes in the game. At this point, get Dwight Powell. Maxi Kleber, even though we know he could shoot, he was never a good shooter. We have guards that can contribute more up the boards, that can actually be more efficient from free. Give majority minutes to Dante Exum that can actually defend. Give more than 5 minutes to fucking Jaden Hardy. Tim Hardaway Jr. should rotate around. He's at least decent. And a press around garbage time for Markieff Morris that actually has some experience. Be more complacent. Use it for the guys that you know that were there for you. What in the hell did Maxi Kleber do that not one get buzzer beater in the regular season? I think it was against the Chicago Bulls or something. Because everybody got a game winner against the Chicago Bulls. So, come on. Just act like you guys want to win. The only upside is this was nearly trailed near single digits. And the Mavericks have shown that when they push and catch fire, they can get a lead. Don't make it complaint. And Kyrie Irving is like, oh, we'll see you in Game 5. Motherfucker, does it look like you're going to make it to a Game 4? Stop picking over in the spots and make the right play. Even Jason Tatum, even though he didn't contribute most on the offensive side of the ball, he actually did. What he contributed over his 18 points, over his poor shooting, he's kicking it out over to White. Holiday was hot hand. White was hot hand over in the corner to trail over to a 10-point lead around the third until you closed out into I think it was a 7-0 run when you guys were trailing. Tatum knows that there's more things to do around the ball than just handing it off to me for me to score. And he utilizes that because he can conduct the defense. Kyrie's not using that. The pick and roll should be more abused around Game 3. If the Mavericks don't at least try to pick over the mistakes that they can, this will be Celtics' 18th NBA championship. And I think a majority of NBA fans don't even want to see that, even though the Celtics are a great team. We can't deny that. Besides that, that's it for the video. Like, comment, subscribe for whatever else I have in the channel. I'm going to take my Tylenol.